What's up, everybody? Alright, it is Witcher Wednesday, and this is the first episode of a series I'm going to do where I play the arena in The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings. Okay. This is similar to the kind of arenas in a lot of video games, and this is kind of a recurring theme where you have a main storyline in the video game, and at some point in the main storyline, or as a separate part of the video game, you get to play in an arena. And typically, you face waves of enemies one at a time, and there's usually some kind of hub where you can go to recharge or get new items or add some kind of RPG element to it. And I really, really love arenas and coliseums. I don't know why, just some of my most favorite games have these arenas and coliseums in them, like Golden Sun and Fable, The Witcher. What else? There's another game that I'm forgetting. Oh, Gears of War had something kind of similar, except it wasn't an arena. It was like the Swarm, or it was some kind of game mode where you had to play in an area and just survive wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and you just kind of got to see how far you could possibly get. So that's what I'm doing in this. The Witcher 2 had a separate part of the game, so you can play the campaign, right? Or you can play the arena mode. And here's the intro.
A Witcher! Whoa! Finally, one to tell my grandchildren about.
Who can I talk to if I want to fight?
Me, naturally. I know all there is to know about this place.
I was thinking about someone in charge.
If you have an invitation, you've no other formalities to resolve. I can explain everything else, as a wise old bard might explain to the common folk. Ask away. Best of luck to you. Don't get killed.
Alright, so we are now in the arena, and I am going to be playing on the highest difficulty because there are 30 levels in the arena. And after you beat the 30th level, then it keeps repeating. The goal here is going to be to eventually beat the 30 levels on the dark difficulty. That's going to be really challenging, and I don't know if I'm going to have the patience to do it, but I'm going to do episodes of this, and every Wednesday it'll just be me just trying to get further and further and further. The way the arena works in this particular game is that you go out here to start the wave, right? And then once you do it, if you beat it, then you get a certain amount of points. And if you die, you could keep continuing, but you stop getting points. So the idea is to get as many points as possible and then post things to the leaderboards and that kind of thing. What I'm going to do for this series is that I am going to do my best to get as far as possible without dying in each episode. But if I find that there's a particular wave of enemies that I'm having a lot of trouble with, then I'm just going to keep practicing with that wave, and then I'm going to go through later and try and get it. Because once you've got a system down, you should be able to do each level using your strategy and win most of the time. There's a whole lot of stuff you can do with strategy. So of course there's just the basic combat, right? If you're new to the Witcher series, then you have two swords. Let me go into an area where I can actually, I think I can take the swords out here, right? Oh no, I can't. So one of your swords is a silver sword, and that's the sword that you use to fight monsters. Another one of your swords is a regular sword, or a steel sword, sorry. And that's the sword that you use to fight people. So if you use the wrong sword on the wrong kind of being, then you're gonna have trouble. I wonder, can we blast this open? No, we can't. Okay. So we can kind of explore around the arena hub a little bit, right? And if we go down here, we can get a sample of some of the enemies that we're going to be fighting. So these are neckers. Neckers are really weak alone, but they kind of swarm you in packs. So the key with them is taking them out one at a time. This is a werewolf. We'll fight more of those later. And then there's nothing in this cage for some reason. There's some stick notes on the wall that I can't read. And if you guys heard that little buzzing noise, I can do this with my medallion, and that'll locate points of interest. there's these things called places of power, like right here. Oh, I just wasted it. Crap. Alright, so I just activated a place of power that's going to increase my damage. So, you know what? I guess now is a good time to start. We're going to do the first fight. The fight starts off with a description of how many points you will get if you win, how long you have to get a bonus, and also the foes that you're going to face, and then the rewards that you get. I like that they give you rewards, because every time that you beat one level here, you actually also get a level. So your character levels up as you continue playing this game, which I think is really, really cool. Whoa, I let him whip me. Sorry, I shouldn't have let that guy get me. You can throw the guys off the edge, which is really hilarious. I just died in the fire. Are you for real? Oh god. Oh guys, this is gonna be a long fight. So the first couple waves aren't that hard, even on the higher difficulty. It's definitely the later on waves that get really hard. And that kind of works out because I activated that circle of strength thing. I shouldn't have done that. I need that later. This wave is actually really easy. I just screwed up. There's this archer over here. You want to kill him first. It's actually kind of hard to dodge his bullets. I've gotten decent at it, but... No! Woo! This is one of those games where rolling is like absolutely everything. You have one strong attack, so this is a strong attack, right? And then you have a fast attack. And based on your distance to the enemy, Geralt will perform different attack animations. And that attack I just used, we can actually use it... Oh no! Ah, I got backstabbed. We're gonna send this guy... Oh no! If I let my... I have magical abilities, right? And right now I've only shown you one of them. That's called Ard, which is like a forced push, right? You have 5 magical abilities, and you can develop them as you want. We're going to... Right now, it's early on, so the rewards that we pick don't really matter a whole lot. And we just beat the first level, so we got to level up! Hooray! So now we can go to Character. And this is the leveling tree. And I really like this version of the arena because it brings a lot of RPG elements to it. So playing the arena, you get a kind of similar feel that you get playing the story mode because you get a character and you get to progress it and pick weapons and talents and all that kind of stuff. So you have to start out picking talents in this tree here, the kind of the Witcher training path, right? I could go back here. But see, it says path locked for everything. So I have to do this training path, I think until level like 7 or something. You don't have to fill everything. You just have to get to a certain level, and then it unlocks the other training paths. So the one that I usually do is I usually use Vitality. Because first you get 10 Vitality, and then the next level you get 50, which is really awesome. There's a lot of talents that make big differences, which I really like. So as we beat each level, we're also going to get more orans, which is the equivalent of gold in this game. And then we can use the orans to buy items here. See, there's a bunch of items. And what I really like is that if you're having trouble with a certain kind of monster, you can buy a book about it, and it'll actually like tell you what the weaknesses of that monster are. So we're going to buy this book called Neckers in the Mist. And we're going to fight Neckers, not this round, but I think the round after this. And we're going to see if the book has anything useful to us. Okay. Imagine a drowner that burrows tunnels, climbs trees, is more vicious than usual, and when ambushing its prey, it does so with many of its kin. Now you have a good idea of what a Necker is. So this isn't going to help the people new to the Witcher's universe because drowners are something kind of unique to the Witcher games. But a drowner is like almost a zombie. It's very similar to a zombie. These primitive creatures are the bane of the wilderness. The inhabitants of forest villages fear them, and the animals give their nests a wide berth. Neckers are social creatures, gathering in something akin to tribes, for they can only repel the attacks of stronger assailants en masse. Witchers can use their full range of skills and techniques when fighting Neckers. Signs, bombs, poison, and oils that augment bleeding are all extremely effective against the beasts. Necker nests are destroyed with grape shot bombs. So this book is much more useful in the storyline, because there's one part part where you need to destroy some nests of these beasts, and you don't know how to, so you have to read this book and see that it says you have to use grape shot bombs. In this scenario, it doesn't help at all. They basically, that book just told me, okay, Neckers are weak against bleeding and like fire. Alright, cool, good to know. This is a dwarf you can hire, this is a wizard you can hire, and this is like an in-between you can hire. Their prices, I think the dwarf is the weakest and the witch is the highest, right? Yeah. So at some point, we'll get to a part where I just cannot beat it continuing. So I have to figure out which one of those guys I need to hire so that I can keep playing, right? We could activate a circle of power. I've kind of wondered if parts of this open up as you progress through. That would be really cool. I shouldn't make assumptions like that, though. Okay, so do we need any items? Not yet. What we can do is cycle through our spells, because there is a main spell that I will be using a lot called Quen, which is the one that I just switched to. So this gives you a shield. So I'm going to use it straight away. Alright. So the shield means that I can get hit once, and I'm not going to take any damage, okay? Woo! See? I didn't take any damage. But the shield is gone, so I gotta recast it. What I'm gonna do is, I use pretty much the same strategies no matter what enemies I'm facing. And that's to eliminate the weakest enemies first. Actually, that's not entirely true. I'll eliminate the ranged enemies first, if there are any ranged enemies. And then after eliminating the weakest or the ranged enemies, then I'll try and eliminate some of the stronger enemies. So in this situation, the shield guys take a little bit of a beating. So I'm trying to get rid of the unshielded guys because they're much easier to kill. Woo! Yikes. Oh no! The combat in this game, when it's played on the highest difficulties, is very similar to Dark Souls. I definitely find that if I take my time and I'm patient, I can usually win. It's when I'm rushing and not being patient, that's when I'm gonna have trouble. So I just switched my magic. So I have one shot of this force push kind of thing, right? And the goal is gonna be to get this guy, yeah, to go flying like that. Alright. And so now I want to get behind him, get behind his shield, and just keep attacking him. See, these guys have way more health. But a lot of combat in this game is about breaking an enemy's poise. Because if you can hit them in the back and then get rid of their kind of, I guess there's a fatigue level or something, then you'll find that one hit takes away like half of their health. So based on the guard of the enemy, you'll find that certain times, like even it looks like you actually hit them and land a hit, but you do barely any damage. That's because their other stats are still like protecting them in a sense, right? So we're gonna pick a reward, and now we're gonna level again, and this time we're going to get way more vitality. So you can see once we exit here that we have like a quarter more health, which is awesome. That's gonna really help us later on. So one thing I have not yet figured out is how to rest in this game, or in the arena, because ideally you do this thing called meditation, where you rest and then you can drink potions. And the potions are like something that in this game only Witchers, which is what you are, only Witchers can drink these potions because they've gone through mutations, and the potions are technically poisonous. So you can only handle a certain amount of poisonous at once without dying. And so you can see that I can buy the potions here. If I go to Let's Trade, we have like Brock as a potion. What else? More potions. He has a bunch of them. That wasn't a potion. Godwall is another potion. There's tons and tons and tons of potions. And what you'll find is that there's like certain enemies that certain potions, they give you buffs that really help, whereas other enemies, you want other buffs. And that's why I like playing the Witcher games in particular on a higher difficulty, because there is so much kind of customization that goes into a game like this. And there's so many different ways you can get an edge over your opponent. And the reality is that if you played on an easier difficulty, you're kind of just going to bash your way through the game and you'll enjoy the storyline, but you're not going to really learn like, okay, this is the best item to use against this enemy, and this is the best item to use against this enemy. And I really like learning what the kind of ways to make the fight easier are and really embracing that, right? So the next fight we're going to do is all going to be Neckers, and this is the thing that we just read books about, so you guys will get to see them. Neckers always fight in like masses, and there's two kinds of Neckers that I know of. There's the little ones, which are chasing me right now, and then there's the red ones. And the red ones are much stronger, and they have more health. The other Neckers are pretty easy to take out. So what we're going to do is I'm going to change, because I need to put up my shield, right? So I'm going to put up my shield, hope I don't get hit. I didn't get hit, I got lucky. And now what we're going to do is try and thin. What we want to do is kill the stragglers. There we go, we got one straggler. So we don't want to fight them in a big group, but what we do want to do is fight the ones that get separated from the group until we kind of thin the herd, right? They're really good at dodging. Oh yikes, I got hit, didn't I? And Neckers have a really fast attack speed. There we go, this one got separate. Oh, alright. I usually try and thin the weaker enemies out first. Yikes. Oh, I'm getting cocky. Should always fight with the shield up. See, their dodge is quite good. Definitely quite acceptable. There we go, I got one. Come on, buddies. Got him. Alright. Now for you. Yikes. Woo! Alright, now I'm down to one normal Necker and then the frickin' dodge. No! Alright, sweet. So now we just have the two Necker warriors. And I'm gonna try and push one of these guys off the edge. Or maybe I'll use another spell. I haven't showed you guys the Axie spell. Now is probably a good time to use it. But I can't use any magic at the moment. So if you guys haven't noticed, if you look in the top left, there's this little symbol that looks like an eye, and there's two bars next to it that are currently not filled out because I can't use any magic. But now you can see I have one bar, right? So the magic is kind of based on, now I have two bars. Okay. How did that die? That was weird. So what we're going to do here is use the Axie spell on, oh, I can't use it. Whoops. The Axie spell allows you to kind of possess the mind of an enemy. I think you can use it on weaker enemies and humans, and it then will fight for you. So it's really good to use at the beginning of a fight when you have a group of enemies, because it means that half the enemies are going to fight the other guy, and then you can focus on kind of thinning their numbers, right? Woo! Hahaha, I love killing things that way. It's so satisfying. Alright. Now we actually have some awards that we might want to use. Let's see. So we're going to go to character. We leveled up again. So now we're going to upgrade our parrying. And what we want is to equip some stronger weapons. So we have a silver sword that does way more damage. Awesome. And, oh, I got 2 silver swords? That was silly. Awesome. We have better armor. Got the book. I have more money now, so if I wanted to, you know what? Why not? I'm gonna hire the dwarf. Excellent. I think because the next thing we're fighting are the Scoia'tael. Right? Yeah, I really hate the Scoia'tael. The Scoia'tael are archers, so they're elves. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. The elves are really fast. They're really good at parrying. They attack you really quickly. Their bows do a lot of damage. It's frustrating, like legitimately frustrating to fight them. And I'm actually kind of curious if there are any books about elves. I think most of the books, yeah, most of the books are about monsters. So, like in Dragas, Brookside, beings of fire elements, gargoyles, harpies, bulvors, yeah. These are all about the different monsters that we're going to face. Unfortunately, it doesn't have anything about what an elf is weak against. And the elves, I find that I have to separate them. What would really help is like if I can figure out how to actually consume the potions. There's some keyboard shortcut that I just don't know that brings up the meditation menu, and I'm not doing it, which is silly. What we want to do is we're going to buy some brown oil. Holy crap, that was expensive. That took away all of our money. Oh, no, that's right, because we hired the dwarf. Okay. Brown oil is like a poison that you put on your sword. So we're going to use that on our steel sword. Because we're fighting elves, and elves are considered a humanoid. So I need to switch to my Quen sign. All right. Elves are a humanoid, so they are weak against steel, not... Alright, straight away in this fight, we have to use the Quen sign. Because, there you go, see, I just got hit by an arrow. The elves, they attack you so quickly. And then they're really good at parrying. So the key is to get behind them and just... There you go, you gotta get behind their parries. Alright, and there's another elf somewhere. Where is he? Alright, another archer. We really gotta get rid of the archers straight away. And we want to get them to do their string of attacks, and then just use a bunch of strong attacks. There we go. And now we got to help this guy out because he's getting wrecked. Woo! Alright, alright, alright. I'm going to switch my sign to Axie. Actually, no, I'm gonna try and throw this guy off the edge. There we go. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is see if we can just... No! Don't kill my dwarf friend! No! Don't kill my dwarf buddy! No! Oh my god, I died. Oh, wow. That elf killed both of us. Okay. So I rushed into the fight there. That kind of sucked. Just because this is the first episode of this series, I'm not going to worry too much about when I die and restarting the whole thing. I'm going to just restart that fight. Although what kind of sucks is I lost the dwarf, right? So I could hire him again, but... I now don't have him in the fight. So now I'm going to do the fight again, but you guys will see how much harder it is without one enemy, your enemies being distracted, right? Because that makes things much, much, much easier. Now I have to, like, fight these guys. And they are not easy to fight. This one's going to be easy to kill because he was standing on the edge like an idiot. But when they're like this, they are just not easy to fight. And they're really resistant to a lot of... Shite! Oh no! Uh-oh. I'm giving them a window to attack me now. See, I didn't have my Quen sign up. But I got lucky and the guy missed me, which is... There we go, one more. Yeah! Alright, alright, alright. We might be able to do this. Let's see how far we can get. Come on, buddy. Come on. Okay, so I still have my Quen sign, so I need to get them to initiate an attack. And then, yeah, do that. It's kind of hard, though, because these guys attack so quickly. Come on. There we go. See, and they parry. They're really good at parrying. I have such a hard time fighting the elves. I dislike fighting the elves more than a lot of the monsters. Because I've learned the weaknesses of a lot of the monsters, but... The elves are they're just so good with swords. It's really frustrating. Humans in this game are adequately, like, clunky. They just are not trained very well and tend to not be very good with the swords. Whereas the elves are just like, whew. They're trained really well. They're really good at parrying and dodging. They're just hard to get. Woo! And I could learn to parry. I don't really know how to parry. I really heavily rely on just dodging in this game. But that's something I'll need to work on. Alright, so basically what I'm learning with these elves is that we shouldn't be ever trying to attack them head on. We should get them to attack and then try and get behind them, right? Whew. Okay, so somebody just told me to hit him with fire. Maybe that's something I should do. I could just try and run them off the edge, but I'm gonna fight. I need to kill this weaker one here. So get him to try and attack me, and then get behind him, Uh-oh. Alright, well. Woo! Yikes! Luckily, Quen actually gives you a couple seconds of invulnerability. So you'll take a couple hits in one window before the shield disappears. But technically, one hit is going to start the process where you begin to lose the shield. And at this point, instead of focusing on the weaker elf, what I'm going to do is just focus on the ones that, whenever I have a window to attack and actually land a hit, oh no, I'm going to try and do it. So that didn't work. And at this point, because I died twice in a row in the same. Whenever I do that playing this series, I'm going to restart from the beginning. Because what I find is that sometimes I lose my momentum. And then I can regain my momentum by just restarting. And because most of the time earlier I was talking about playing this. So now we're actually going to just kind of try and breeze through it a little bit better, right? I've gotten better at dodging that guy. Where do they find this kid? It's kind of cheap, isn't it? Whee! I'm doing that because you get bonus points for doing it, so. A lot of this game is just getting behind the enemies. Did you notice how that guy had half health? And it took like 3 or 4 hits to get him to half health, and then one hit just killed him. That's one thing I really like about the combat in this game, is it's just so like almost realistic. Like it's about like kind of getting the enemy's guard down and then getting in a good hit, and then it'll usually off him, right? So I'm going to level up real quick. Because I was just kind of trying to explain to you guys the mechanics for the first time I fought these guys. So we're just gonna kind of go through the fight as quickly as I can. Whoa, that wasn't good. Yeah, all right, we got him. So the halberdiers, they have a long range, but they have like no defense against your attacks. So you can really screw them up. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, I need to start being a bit more cautious. Come on. Come on, halberdier, do your thing. Ah, you're dead. Alright, shield guys. Come get me. Come on, come get me. Aha! Ah, I got wrecked. Alright, so that's okay, because when I use the shield all the time, I can't actually use my other abilities. Well, I can, but not as regularly. So really the easiest way to kill these guys is to just like... If you get behind them like this, then it's not bad. There we go. Awesome. Alright, now it's time to fight the Neckers. And then the Scoia'tael. The Scoia'tael are always the ones that give me problems. And just for the heck of it, I'm gonna hire this dwarf. I hope he doesn't get killed by the Neckers. That would really, really suck. We're gonna use, here we go, our shield. He should just give the Neckers a distraction, I hope. And then I can use his distraction to thin their numbers. But if he dies, that's going to ruin my chances later on. So I really don't want him to die. That's not ideal at all. Oh, and I died! Oh gosh, guys, that was horrible. Do I get to keep my buddy? I'm curious if, yeah, I get to keep him. That's pretty cool. All right. What I just learned is that I'm using the wrong attacks against the Neckers. What I should be doing is fast attacks, like that. And also I should be using a shield. I'm not using a shield, which is really, really, really stupid. So let's use the shield. Come on, use the shield. In this case, I'm attacking this guy, even though I should be attacking the other ones, because he's been separated from his herd. So once you see how easy it was to kill him. And I'm using the wrong attacks. I've been using strong attacks against these guys, but I should really be using fast attacks, because the Neckers, they're just so quick. They move really quick. Alright, cool. Yeah, that wasn't that bad. So that's much easier with the dwarf's help. And a lot of it isn't necessarily because the NPCs kill more enemies. It's because they give your enemies something else to attack. So then you can just keep fighting, which is really great. But now we have this issue of... Alright. What I'm going to have to try and do now is use a spell I haven't used yet called Axie. What this does is it possesses the mind of the enemy, and then they fight for you, right? So now the dwarf should be able to, theoretically, should be able to kill... Oh, I just cut his arm off. The dwarf should be able to kill the guy because he has the help there, and so now I can just slaughter this guy. You see how much easier this fight just became? Like, so much easier. Alright, what are you doing, dude? Yeah! See? You don't know how much trouble that gave me the first time? And that's what I like about this game, is that once you learn to use the right strategies, then everything else just, it's simple. It just happens. It's great. It's kind of like in real life, where like most of the time, if you're having a hard time doing something, it's probably because you're like doing it the hard way. There's an easier way to do it. And after the elf, what's after the elves? I don't remember. Oh, and Drega. Okay. So next we're gonna fight some monsters. I don't mind fighting these because they're actually, the monsters I find easier to kill. It's not until we start fighting like giant monsters and 2 or 3 of them at the same time that I'm actually gonna have trouble with the monsters. That being said, maybe I'm gonna say this and I'm about to die. You know, who knows? What we're going to do is get... I'm actually not going to buy anything yet. I'm going to keep my gold. Did I level up? I don't think so. Oh, I haven't leveled 3 times. Wow, I didn't even notice. Alright, so we upgrade upgrade that, and then we want arrow redirection. That's so cool. That'll be useful later, but whatever, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do vigor regeneration. Vigor is what gives you your spells. So if I get to vigor level 3, that means I have 3 bars to use spells instead of 2, which is going to be really, really useful. Alright. And at this point, from now on, it's hard enough that I'm probably going to constantly use Quen. Just because that enables me to keep kind of going. And Drega. So in Drega are these like intense like spider things. They're actually really easy to kill. You just use strong attacks and you just bash through their defenses like that. And because these strong and Drega right now, they're distracted by the dwarf, makes things much easier. But we really don't want the dwarf to die. If we can prevent the dwarf from dying, that is seriously in our best interests. And we just did. Alright, sweet. Cool. The dwarf is going to make things a lot easier. So I really want to save up my money to last as long as possible here, right? And later on, I'll be able to get through this in one go. You can see that, like, I'm not getting any more points because I died. But we are progressing, so that's what matters. So now we want another vigor level. Yeah! And so I think now... No, we have to get to level 7 to unlock the path fully. Now we should have, yeah, if you look in the top left, now we have 3 bars, which is going to enable us to use more spells. AKA, I'm going to be able to be shielded and do other things at the same time, right? So what are we fighting next? This time, Sorcerer and a Kingslayer. Ah, I'm going to need some strategy here. This is no bueno. Seriously, no bueno. Kingslayers are really hard to kill. I don't like Kingslayers. They are not fun. One Sorcerer and one Kingslayer. So our goal is going to be to kill the Sorcerer first because it's weakest. The reality here is I'm probably going to die and the Dwarf is probably going to get wrecked as well. But that's okay. Alright, let's go. Got to start out with Quen. The Sorcerers are a pain because they can actually also use Quen. There we go. So we want to get as close to this guy as possible and just wreck his defense. Because if we can get him before he uses Quen, he did it. His Quen is way better than ours. See, he still has the shield. It's crazy. The Dwarf is about to die. Where'd you go, buddy? No! No! Oh, and I died. See, they attack you so quickly. This round is definitely one of the harder ones. Hola, what's up?
The biting claws of the white wolf. Taste them.
All right, so this time I gotta change my strategy there a little bit. What am I gonna do here? I could hire a different person. I can hire the Dwarf again, or I can hire someone else. Well, you know what? I haven't seen what this guy's like in combat, so we're gonna hire this guy. See how that goes.
I believe they could release the Manticore this time.
For some reason, this guy is always talking about the Manticore, but I don't think you ever actually fight a Manticore in this. So, I don't know. What we're gonna do is, okay, we need Quen. And then what happened last time is that I took too long to destroy the Sorcerer. Oh, alright, well that worked out really well. Okay, so this guy has way more health than the other guys. That's good. We want to get behind these Kingslayers and get some backstabs in. See, they're really good at parrying, and see, you get one string of attacks in, and then they just wreck you. Alright. Just gotta keep going. I'm probably gonna try and beat this level, and then after I beat this level, then I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna try and keep each of these streams around 30 minutes. Alright, so we start with Quen, dodge his fireball. That guy has tons of health. It's pretty awesome. Ah, man. There we go, we got him. Ah! Where'd he go? Oh, he hasn't used Quen yet. Oh. You're dead, buddy. What? Where'd he go? Frickin', I wish I could teleport like that. Oh no! You guys see our friend's almost dead? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No bueno. Seriously, no bueno. What? I totally arted him. No! No! That bastard. Don't worry about me. Come on. Oh, hey, yeah, we stunned him. Alright, when you stun them, you can use a one-hit kill, which is amazing. But now we have the issue. We have the fact that we have to fight these frickin' Kingslayers. Kingslayers, let me tell you, they are no fun. No fun at all. I'm going to try and possess the mind of one of them, but I'm probably going to fail. Oh, I got it! Haha! Alright, so now this one's dead. Oh, no! Aw. You guys just saw that really amateur mistake, right? I definitely could have won that round, but no. Now we have the issue of the fact that I have no more money, and I cannot hire any more companions, which is going to make this significantly more challenging. I now have to kill the Sorcerer while fighting these guys. So what I'm going to try and do is possess one and then get the Sorcerer now. Alright, where is the Sorcerer? There he is. Ah, nice. We got lucky. So every time you use Ard, it has a small chance to use that stun, and then if you land one melee attack on him, then he dies, right? But now, sorry, I haven't gotten used to switching my spells properly yet. We need to shield up, and now try and use Axii again. Axii often fails. We got lucky that time, though. Alright, so he's going to attack him. Come on, come get him. Help me out, buddy. Yeah, he's going to get him. There we go. Now we're going to get him from behind. Oh, or not. Never mind. Alright, at this point, that guy doesn't have much health. So first off, we need to use our shield. And now I'm going to place a new spell I haven't used yet on this, which is like a trap. You guys will see it in a second. There we go. So that's a trap. It's going to stun him for a second, right? And then we can use, like, you know, something to get him. Alright, but in this case, now I'm going to use the last spell that you guys haven't seen, which is like a fireball, basically. There we go. Apparently these guys are fairly weak against the fireball. Oh, we did it. Awesome. Oh, all right. I'm gonna go again. I'm just gonna keep going until I feel like stopping. I think at this point, how much time are we at? We are at what? 40 minutes? Oh, wow. Awesome. So this is already a full episode. So I think here, I'm going to show you guys one time of what the next wave is, and then we're going to see how far I can get. Okay? And then I'm going to end this playthrough. So I'll see you guys. Oh, and we only fight one werewolf. Alright, so that's actually going to be pretty easy. Werewolves aren't... I wouldn't say they're necessarily easy to fight. But the thing is that anytime we have to fight one enemy, I'm not really worried about it, just because one enemy is usually, like, just easier to kill than, like, 10. The werewolf's hard to stay behind, as you guys have probably noticed. So I'm going to try and trap it, and then get some backstabs in when it gets stunned. Ah, werewolves are good at parrying. Oh, but they kill you in one hit. Alright guys, so next week you will see how far I can get in this. And today I got to, let's see, what did I get to? I got to wave, what, like 7? Is this wave 6? I don't even remember what wave this is. Let's see. Today I got to wave, yeah, fight 7. Alright guys, I'll see you next week. Ciao.